Chapter 94. Yuanba. The crowd was shocked by what they heard. This old man's words were too arrogant, right? Facing the powerful heavenly Tao sect. He dared to be so arrogant. Was he brain dead? Just as the crowd was puzzled, the elder of the corpse-catching sect finally made a move, only to see him take out a spirit talisman and offer it in the sky. Then it shone brightly. A green ghostly fire shot towards those 36 sarcophagi. Bouncing. At that instant, the yin-chi was compelling, and the 36 sarcophagi suddenly shook, as if there was some kind of monster about to rush out. The crowd felt a chill, and couldn't help but have their chills stand up. In the sky, the faces of more than 100 Yuanba stage powerhouses were also getting more and more gloomy. Bang bang bang. Suddenly, the coffin boards on top of a mouthful of sarcophagi exploded, revealing sarcophagi that were smoldering with green smoke. Inside the sarcophagus, a claw covered in black hair poked out, looking incomparably terrifying. The crowd's hearts were hairy as they watched, their bodies covered in goosebumps. The scene in front of them was just too eerie and terrifying. Roar! A low roar suddenly rang out. The monster in the sarcophagus finally revealed its face. The crowd was shocked. It was a terrifying zombie. Their whole body was covered in black hair. Their body was incomparably tall, like a black monster. They were roaring towards the Yuanba stage powerhouses in the sky. It's a black zombie. Kang Tian was shocked. He recalled that Emperor Dan had told him about the ranks of zombies, in which black corpses were zombies equivalent to those of the Yuanba stage, and their fleshly bodies could resist spirit weapons. Very terrifying. Surprisingly, it's a black zombie. Ordinary Yuanba stage powerhouses, even two of them, might not be able to deal with a black zombie. On the side, Hao Yujushi was also filled with shock. Worthy of being the corpse-catching sect, a thin dead camel is still bigger than a horse. Even if it is now in decline, it still has extraordinary strength. Everyone was shocked. A black corpse on the square roared up to the sky, screaming towards the more than 100 Yuanba stage powerhouses. The morbid corpse gas rushed straight to the sky, making everyone feel like they had come to hell all of a sudden. The elder of the corpse-catching sect looked at those Yuanba stage powerhouses above his head, with an air of arrogance, his face full of smugness. HMPH. So what if the black corpses are just 36 of them? Are they still a match for more than 100 of us? In the sky, a Yuanba stage powerhouse snorted coldly and blasted a palm towards those black corpses in the square. The vast palm power rushed like the Yangtze River. The blazing light illuminated the heaven and earth. People were shocked. Worthy of being a Yuanba stage powerhouse. Under one palm, the mountains crumbled and the earth split apart, with a shocking power that was like draining mountains and seas. However, that corpse-catching sect elder was not afraid in the slightest, as he looked at the scene with a cold smile. The crowd couldn't help but wonder in their hearts. This person was so confident. Could these 36 black corpses really be that terrifying, that they could be unafraid of the attacks of a Yuanba stage powerhouse? Just as the crowd was puzzled, they only saw the light suddenly erupt behind those black corpses, and a pair of fleshy wings stretched out. Each black corpse had a pair of fleshy wings behind their backs, making them look even more hideous and terrifying. Boom! Suddenly, one of the black corpses violently slapped its flesh wings, and its figure suddenly shot up into the sky, instantly colliding with that Yuanba stage powerhouse's palm force, erupting with a shocking roar, and the entire heavens and earth trembled. Afterwards, the crowd was shocked to find that the black corpse broke through the layers of resistance and flew in front of that Yuanba stage powerhouse. Its claws covered in black hair slapped out at once, and the morose corpse chi violently erupted, sweeping through the entire long sky. The Yuanba stage powerhouse that was hit immediately sprayed blood from his mouth and flew out, backwards. Everyone was shocked. Was this the power of a black corpse? Even a Yuanba stage powerhouse would have difficulty resisting it, and was seriously injured in a single glance. Ha ha ha, this is no ordinary black corpses. This is my corpse-catching sect's speciality, Heavenly Fury Black Corpses. Each of them is equivalent to a Yuanba 5th or 6th level powerhouse. Below, the corpse-catching sect elder laughed loudly, his expression incomparably smug. In the sky, the other Yuanba stage powerhouses were instantly shocked, and then hurriedly attacked the black corpses, preparing to rescue them. And at this moment, the remaining 35 black corpses in the square also flapped their flesh wings and flew up, attacking towards the Yuanba stage powerhouses in the sky. At that moment, a shocking battle erupted. The terrifying energy aftermath swept over 3,000 miles, and the sky and the earth trembled within a 100-mile radius, as if it was the end of the world. Kang Tian, who was standing below, was incomparably shocked in his heart. More than 100 Yuanba stage powerhouses attacked. The power was simply like destroying the sky and the earth. The entire sky was darkened, and the terrifying explosions were unceasing. The entire Fengdu mountain was trembling. The battle between more than 100 Yuanba stage powerhouses was incomparably fierce. Within Fengdu mountain, chaotic rocks pierced through the air. Dust and sand covered the sky. Earth-shattering loud sounds rang out one after another. The entire Fengdu mountain range trembled. Huge air waves shook outwards. For a time the sky shook and the earth shook, shaking the countless cultivators who watched the battle from far away below the mountain. The people under the mountain had thought that they would have to wait for a long time before the great battle would break out. But who would have expected that the Heavenly Tao sect would be so strong, saying that they would strike, not giving the corpse-catching faction any room to maneuver. 100 Yuanba stage powerhouses came out in unison. They unleashed heaven and earth divine might, and the vastness of their attacks converged into a long river, shattering the entire Fengdu valley. The corpse-catching sect's 36 heavenly fiend black corpses roared up to the sky. Their rushing corpse chi swept over 3,000 li, and the entire sky was shrouded in boundless darkness, as their terrifying demonic might shook the heavens and moved the earth. The terrifying battle was incomparably tragic, and the entire sky was as if it had exploded. The crowd watching the battle from afar were all shocked. This was like the end of the world coming. The energy of more than 100 Yuanba stage powerhouses fighting was incomparably terrifying. It seemed like it was going to break the entire mountain range. Kang Tian and the others retreated back and forth, afraid of being affected by the great battle. This type of Yuanba stage battle, he was not qualified to participate in it right now. Any silhouette in the sky, exterminating him was as simple as crushing an ant. Even the god of war, Zhao Wuji, retreated into the distance. Although he was able to kill strong people at the 9th level of the Jiden stage, he was still unable to fight against a Yuanba stage powerhouse. This was because the gap between the Yuanba stage and the Jiden stage was too great. In the cultivation world, only those who had stepped into the Yuanba stage were considered truly strong. And in the Great Tang cultivation world, the Yuanba stage was even the pinnacle of strength, with any one of them being a party ancestor and shaking a region. Although these young supreme beings of Kangtian had unlimited potential, after all, their cultivation years were too short, and they were still far from the realm of these old guys. Ha 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 ha. The inner disciples of the Heavenly Tao sect are nothing more than that. Even my corpse-catching sect's Heavenly Fury Black Corpse can't withstand it. How can they talk about destroying my corpse-catching sect? On the square, that corpse-catching sect elder laughed arrogantly, looking at the battle in the sky with a face full of disdain. At this moment, those 100 or so Yuanba stage powerhouses had already fallen into a disadvantage. The 36 Heavenly Fiend Black Corpses were incomparably powerful, and a single one of them was able to dominate 3 Yuanba stage powerhouses, and they were completely in the upper hand. The crowd watching the battle was shocked, worthy of being a corpse-catching sect. The refined zombies are still so powerful. No wonder it was able to dominate the Flood continent back then. And now even if it's gone down, it's not something that can be destroyed at will. Great Tang cultivation world, listen to the order. Exterminate the corpse-catching sect with all your might. Just as the 100 or so Heavenly Tao sect Yuanying stage powerhouses were gradually becoming unsupportable, a condescending voice came out from the giant ship in the sky. The sound waves shook 3,000 miles, and everyone in the entire Fengdu mountain had their ears ringing. The crowd was instantly shocked. There was such a supreme powerhouse hidden in the giant ship. It seems that the Heavenly Tao sect had prepared for it this time. Those 100 or so Yuanying stage powerhouses were merely playing the vanguard. The real backhanders were still left at the back. Kang Chon was also incomparably shocked. From this voice he felt an incomparably terrifying power. In addition to the little girl's mysterious master, this person was definitely the strongest person he had ever met, even more powerful than a Yuanying stage powerhouse. Great Tang Jiao family at your service. As that condescending voice fell, the yellow-clothed old man, far from Kang Chon, brushed up into the sky, carrying a powerful energy of the Yuanying stage, and rushed into the battlefield. Scattered cultivators. Hao Yu Jushi obey the order. The Hao Yu Jushi next to Kang Chon also rushed up into the sky, charging towards the battlefield in the sky. Scattered cultivators, long heavenly sword at your service. A sword chi rose across the sky. The fluctuations of a Yuanying stage powerhouse, shaking people's hearts and minds. Great Tang Sun Clan, listen to the order. A powerful energy fluctuation came from a grey-clothed old man entering the battlefield. A strong figure rushed out from the crowd and entered the battlefield in the sky. These were the Yuanying stage powerhouses of the Dotong cultivation world, receiving orders from the Heavenly Tao sect. None of them dared to disobey. Kang Chon had once heard that there was a small country that was because of defying the orders of the Heavenly Tao sect. In the end, apart from the ordinary people of that country, all the cultivators above the Jidan stage were all exterminated by the Heavenly Tao sect. It was really a bloodbath. Since then, within the domain of the Heavenly Tao sect, no one dared to disobey the orders of the Heavenly Tao sect. Under the command of that condescending voice, in just a few moments, dozens of Yuanying stage powerhouses joined the battlefield, instantly changing the pattern of the battlefield. With the addition of these great Tang Yuanying stage powerhouses, the Heavenly Tao sect side began to gain the upper hand, and the 36 Heavenly Fiend black corpses were ultimately too few in number and gradually became unsupportable. On the square, that corpse-catching sect elder's face turned blue as he said, angrily, HMPH. Bullying the few with the many, in vain. Your Heavenly Tao sect is known as the #1 sect of the righteous path. Evil demons and devils, everyone should be punished. A Heavenly Tao sect's Yuanying stage powerhouse sneered. With the addition of the Great Tang Yuanying stage powerhouses, the number of people on the Heavenly Tao sect side reached more than 170. It was almost like 5 Yuanying stage powerhouses versus 1 Heavenly Fiendish black corpses. And even if the Heavenly Fiendish black corpses were even more powerful, they would still be no match for them. Since that's the case, then don't blame my corpse-catching sect for bullying the few with the many. Ha-he. In my corpse-catching sect's territory, how dare you bully the few with the many? You're really looking for death. The elder of the corpse-catching faction laughed morosely. Immediately, a terrifying corpse chi came out from the dimly lit valley, and when the crowd looked in shock, they saw a black and white zombie crawling out from the ground, pouncing towards the surrounding crowd. Walter Jidan stage spectator couldn't dodge in time, and was clawed through the chest by a black and white zombie on the spot. The bloody scene was chilling. The crowd was instantly shocked, and then they all shot out to fend it off. And Kang Chon and the others were no exception. Ha ha ha. These are the failed products of the Heavenly Fury zombies. But they also have a strength close to the Yuanying stage. You guys enjoy yourselves. The elder of the corpse-catching sect laughed. The hearts of the crowd sank. Even if it was close to the Yuanying stage, it was still an unbeatable powerhouse. and it was difficult for non-Yuanying stage powerhouses to resist. Kang Chon was struck by one of the black and white zombies and was sent flying on the spot, a trace of blood flowing from the corner of his mouth. Lei Yun, Liu Sui Feng, and Hua Wanyong hurriedly rounded up and came, the four of them joining forces to battle a black and white zombie. Ah! The valley was filled with cries of misery. These black and white zombies were more than 100 in number, and some of the people watching the battle couldn't dodge in time and were killed as such. In the end, a dozen Yuanying stage powerhouses rushed down from the sky to avoid the tragedy from continuing. Zhao Wuji, I didn't expect you to come to Fengdu City without saying a word, making me look for you. Suddenly, a young domineering figure jumped down from the giant ship and blasted at Zhao Wuji with a fist. The crowd was shocked. They didn't expect someone to dare to take a shot at the god of war, and this person was so young. Surprisingly, he had such guts. Zhao Wuji coldly looked at the visitor and met him with a punch. The sky collapsed and the two retreated to the side.